Good morning, everybody. How you doing? My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and welcome to the Black Financial Channel. Today, I wanted to share an article that I just read about net worth and what your net worth is supposed to be based on your age. So get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. And today I want to talk about net worth. Basically, net worth is something that we don't talk enough about. A lot of people talk about how much money you make, but they don't talk about how much wealth you actually have. And there's a big difference there. And I thought this would be an interesting topic to kind of hit. And just a quick reminder, the Black Financial Channel, we talk about financial news and commentary every single day, all day long. And we do it from a Black perspective. So money's always green, but Black is always Black, and Black is always best. And Black is what we put at the top of our priority list because we're solving the wealth gap. We're solving it ourselves. We're not waiting on a government check. We're waiting for our people to wake up and become financially conscious. So good morning to Darlene and Kessie and Marilyn Ross and Kevin Mason, Jason Reeves and Tanya Cable and Amanda Rodella, Alice Williams and Alvin Pleasant and Naima Muhammad. Anyway, let me dive right in. Okay, so I have to say hi to y'all. I'm sorry, just got to do that. All right, so here's what I found. Right, so I was looking at CNBC. Right, so they got this article talking about net worth. And now hit the thumbs up button while I pull this up because I'm going to show you guys this, and I want to talk through some of this. So if you look here, it shows the average net worth by age on this chart right here, right? So it says if you're under 35 years old, the median net worth is $13,900. The average net worth is $76,300. If you let me make this full screen so you can really see it. Give me a yes or no if you can see this chart. Okay, give me a yes if you can see this. If you are 35 to 44, the median net worth is $91,300. The average is $436,200. Look at that! Holy crap! If you're 45 to 54, the median net worth is $168,600. The average is $833,200. Holy, that's insane. That's insane. All right, so let me give you kind of a breakdown of what I'm seeing here with these numbers. First of all, let's talk about net worth. Net worth is how much you own minus how much you owe. Or as my friends over at Earn Your Leisure might say, assets over liabilities. Or if you take assets minus liabilities, that gives you your net worth, right? So that is all the things that you own and control, subtracting out your debt. Right. So if you have a house that's worth $200K, and let's say you've got some stock worth another $200K, that's $400K. But let's say your student loans are $300K. Well, then you take 400 minus 300, and that's 100. That is your net worth. Now, the problem that we have as Black folks is a lot of our community have negative net worths, negative or zero. And a lot of that's because we're thinking about income and not thinking about actual wealth. Income and wealth are two different things. Income, I explained it to my 13-year-old by saying that income is like water flowing out of the faucet. I turned the sink on. I said, this water flowing out of the faucet is income. And then I put a glass under the water, filled the glass up. I said, this is wealth. So I said, imagine if all this water was coming through this faucet and there is no glass to capture it, right? I'm not capturing any of this water. I said, what happens if the water turns off? She said, well, you're gonna die of thirst. I said, exactly. So a lot of us die of financial thirst, meaning a lack of liquidity. They call money liquidity because we have the water flowing out of the faucet, but we don't think to put it in a bucket or to put some to the side, right? So wealth is more important than income. I hope that we agree. Give me a yes in the chat if you follow what I'm saying. If you understand that wealth is more important than income, and then let me know that you're with me on that. Now, here's the thing. Not only is wealth more important than income, but really income is the opportunity to create wealth. Maybe you could think of it like, making love versus having a baby. The reason people do it is not so they can just feel good. That's part of it. But the reason that God and Mother Nature created, the uchi coochie, you know what I'm talking about, the sexual healing is because you use that for reproduction. So sleeping with a person is an opportunity to have a child, but it doesn't mean that you're going to have a child. In fact, most of the time when people sleep together, there is no baby that comes out of that. Well, income is the same way. Income makes you feel good. Income gives you status. Income makes you into the man or into the woman and lets you say, look, mama, I made it. Look at how much money I'm making. But it doesn't mean a whole lot if it doesn't turn into wealth, because wealth is when you have something to show for it. So if you think about it like sleeping with somebody, you sleep with a person. A lot of y'all probably got people you slept with years ago that you ain't never gonna tell nobody about, right? Because it's gone, it's over, right? There's no proof of concept. There's nothing to show for it, right? But some of y'all got kids, and the kids are walking, living manifestations that something occurred maybe 15, 20 years ago, and that led to the creation of a human life. So effectively, you could think of wealth almost like economic children, right? That you have the income comes through, and then it gives birth to wealth. And at some point, it doesn't mean that all your income should lead to wealth. Just like every time you sleep with somebody, it probably isn't going to lead to a child. But at some point, when you get older, you kind of say, I want at least a couple of kids, right? Like maybe, and it's okay not to have kids. Like I'm not judging, right? But wealth is the same way. I want you to have some financial kids. I want your income to give birth to something that is that is a proof of concept that gives you something to show for it, so that you're not just kind of spending your life spinning your wheels. But here's another little piece I want to mention here. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, and I'm putting this URL on the screen. If you're interested in actually buying into a franchise, we're doing a masterclass on that with attorney Tanya Nebo, who's one of the world's leading experts at helping Black people get franchises. Franchises are a great way to make money because it gives you a business in a box. A lot of people start businesses. They don't know what to do. They don't know what business they want to do. They don't know how to do it, how to set up the business model. Franchises are pretty cool if you pick the right one because they give you the whole business model. So if you and your family or your friends or your investment club are looking for ways to build wealth, take a look at Franchise Investing Masterclass. Right now, there's a big discount on it. So if you want to go and sign up, the masterclass starts in a few days. All right. So let me pull up this screen one more time. This is the net worth of Americans based on age. And I'm going to give you my scientific kind of breakdown of what I'm seeing here. And here's what I'm fascinated by. Okay. So you see here that if you're under the age of 35, the median net worth is $13,900. The average is $76,000. If you're 35 to 44, median net worth is $91,300. Average is $436,200. If you're 45 to 54, median is $168. Average is $833. If you're 55 to 64, median is $212. Average is $1.1 million. Now, here's what I want you to notice. Median and average, the gap between the two is massive. Massive. If you're 45 to 54, the median net worth is 168, but the average is 833, like 4 times greater than that. Well, what causes that? Well, let's talk about what a median is versus what an average is. A median is basically literally the very middle of the entire population. That means if you have 101 people, if you put 55 on one side, 50 on one side, 50 on the other, the one guy in the middle is the median person. Do you follow what I'm saying? Like that's the median. The average is where you take it all and you take everybody's number and you put it all in there and you just divide by the number of people in the group and then you get an average. So the reason that the average and the median are so different, so spread out from each other is because of something that they call skewness. Skewness in the distribution. What that means is that America, because the inequality has gotten so crazy, you've got people way at the other end of the distribution just pulling the average way up, right? And it's not reflective of the general population. In a really balanced population, you have the median and the mean are kind of close together, like siblings, like brother and sister. Like the median's 112, the mean is like 118, right? Right. That's what you want to look for when you're talking about a society that has some degree of equality. But when you have an average that's like 120 and a median that's 120 and the mean, the average is like 800. That means you've got some big fat cats that are pulling the average way out there in a way that is not reflective of the general population. Like let's pull the screen up again so I can show you and kind of and help you kind of understand why this is a problem. This is a big problem for America. America is a society that has a real issue with inequality, and it's not just racial. This is economic. So look at this. If you're 55 to 64. The median net worth is 212. The mean is 1.1 million. How many of y'all in here Give me a yes or no. How many of y'all in here have if you take your assets minus your liabilities, how many of y'all have a net worth that exceeds $1.1 million? How many of you in here have a net worth over 1.1 million? I bet you most of you are going to say no. You're going to say no. Now, if I threw in 212, a lot of you would say yes. Maybe you're homeowners. You probably got some stock. Maybe you got some other assets, things like that. And so the article is titled, it's on CNBC, and it says, here's the average net worth of Americans ages 65 to 74. I encourage you to take a look so you can kind of have a baseline and a guideline to kind of look for in terms of how you build your net worth. And I don't want you to feel bad. If your net worth isn't where you want it to be, that's okay. Awareness is the first step toward improvement. And remember, being Black does mean that you started off in a place that's different from where your children are going to start off. Your children are lucky. Your children are lucky because they have parents that sit around and listen to guys like me who explain the secrets of wealth. Like, white people don't know what I know, right? Like I literally I taught white and Jewish and Asian kids how to go to Wall Street and how to make a lot of money. So you're literally ahead of the curve. So now your children in your family, they went from being disadvantaged to actually being advantaged, because most white people, when I talk to white people about what I do every now and then, and they're like, oh, this is great. I wish I could learn that stuff. From so literally you guys are ahead of the curve. And I encourage you to act on that to make sure that your kids don't end up in the deficit that many of us ended up with, because maybe we didn't have an inheritance. We had nobody talking about financial literacy, things like that. And the other piece is that, you got to get past this whole income conversation. Everybody talks about income and how much money I make and all that. Like, ladies, if you like a man that's got money, that's okay, because actually that's biological. Like, women naturally are attracted to men that have resources. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm not going to call you a gold digger, right? But what I am going to say, though, is don't be fooled by the guy who makes a lot of money. Pay attention to the man who keeps his damn money. And that's the guy you want to be with. That's the guy who's sturdy, the guy who makes a lot of money. When I wrote my book, Financial Lovemaking, I heard a lot of stories about women that married guys who were maybe in the NBA or the NFL or whatever, and they were making tons of money, but they weren't keeping that money. They were blowing that money. They were paying babies' mamas and going to the club and popping bottles and buying Mercedes Benzes with that money. And then when their NFL, NBA career was over, they were broke. Like, they had nothing. Right. So the guy, I think, like, if I'm trying to be, if I'm trying to go and date somebody with money, I'm going to watch not just how much you make. I'm going to more importantly look at how much you keep and what you're doing with the money that you receive. So again, think of income like water flowing out of a faucet. The person who does well is the person who puts the bucket underneath the faucet in order to catch the water. It's not the person who has the biggest faucet. It's not the size of the ship. It's the motion of the ocean, so to speak, right? It's where he's going to put that money at. That's what matters. Okay. So anyway, I hope you guys get what I'm saying. Give me a yes in the chat if you follow. That's my discussion for today. Hit the thumbs up button, share button, subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. And like I said, we're doing the Franchise Investing Masterclass. Attorney Tanya Nebo out of Atlanta, one of the best lawyers in the country, is leading this program. And I hope you'll feel free to join us. Franchise investing is awesome for you to be able to build wealth for your family. It's a major game changer for a lot of people, and we want to help you do it right. So that's what the Black Business School is here to do. And we love you. So have a good day, everybody. I'll check back in a little bit later. And I hope you make $1 trillion, and hit the thumbs up button on your way out if you could. And later on, I'll come back and tell you about our Dogecoin experiment. We're making money. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Peace.